So uh, you, you can see here, Jason, that um, clearly, clearly we're working on feet today, right? And so, you know, as I mentioned, Dick Wilson would say, "A drummer without feet ain't worth a damn."
Right.
And yeah, now, what's interesting is Jack Verga. You know, I'm going to actually adjust because I think as I'm closer to the camera, therefore the microphone, every time I'm here, it's going to be louder than when I'm back over yonder.
Right.
So, and that's what the Canadians, whenever you watch a Canadian TV show, it's the sound. I don't think the shoes walking on the wooden floor, it's too loud.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, those friends of mine in my home country originally. And of course, my parents are American as well. So now, interestingly, I think it was Jack Verga would say, you don't really get the feet until you get the hands.
Mm.
Now, interestingly, Jack would also say, however, in some cases, drummers have really good feet, but their hands aren't really happening. And he surmised that that was because when you go out and watch drummers that don't really have particularly good snare drum technique, you end up copying their hands because that's what you're looking at, but you can't see their feet. So, so you play by instinct with regards to the feet because you're not seeing said feet. Now things have changed, and there's a lot of discussion on the internet about, all things related to bass drum technique, right? So perhaps it's changed these days. Now, you've taken 1 foot lesson, but it was a long time ago,
Yeah.
and and unlike the hands, where we're working on the chronological development from one lesson to the next. It's been a little while, so there's been kind of perhaps an interruption in flow, but it's all good. Now, just as a full disclaimer, you've injured your left hand, but I love the fact that you came in and want to work on your feet. You didn't let
Yeah.
you didn't let that impede your progress, as we say.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You know, shout out to my dearest, one of my favorite people in the world, the passing of Tom McMorrin, great pianist and dear friend. And towards the end, he lost the use of one of his hands, but he kept playing live.
Yeah. Nice.
I know. And I think it was it Ravel? I want to be careful, but I think it was Ravel. Was it Ravel who had a friend who lost an arm?
Mm.
And so Ravel wrote works for the left hand only. I think Scriabin did as well. I think. So the idea of letting it stop you entirely is probably not the right approach if we're serious about what we're doing, because the feet are a really big deal. It gives us an opportunity to work on them and connecting to what I mentioned about until you get the hands, might not get the feet.
Right.
Well, so the two can inform one another, see? And so you may end up learning something about the hand and how it functions, because I'm going to relate the two. Okay? So we could this was a long time ago, but we could reestablish Dick Wilson's apex of the apotheosis.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
I know it's fun to say, and it's fun to play. Right? It's just a very simple concept. He typically wouldn't have. I don't recall him ever having me work on this with a metronome. So, okay, so did I move the camera? I did a little bit. See if I can get it back in position so that we can kind of get a sense as to what's going on. Somewhere in here, maybe? Let's see. That might work. Okay. You know, what occurred to me is, as long as you figure it out eventually. It's like Dick Wilson would say, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get this, just as long as you get it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't give a shout out in my videos. I talk about the companies that I'm formally endorsing, and then I'm playing Simmons. I don't have an endorsement, but I mention it because it's great. Works very well on my electric kit. And I mentioned it's over there. I mentioned I had wicked chops because that thing is amazing. And what a chop buster that thing is.
Oh yeah, it's brutal.
I play on that every day, and they deserve a shout out.
Nice.
And then I'm realizing, what is it that I play that? It'll all come to me. But oh yeah, and then I play the I had two Yamaha keyboards, one that is played on every video that I put up out in the studio. It's a great weighted keyboard. Been going strong for years. Interestingly, it's running through Tom McMorrin's Kurzweil that he loaned to me, which just makes that keyboard sound so hip. So thank you, Tom. And I'm noticing I play DW pedals, and I should mention DW. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, that out of the way. So, you can see what's going on. We'll just recap. Now, Dick Wilson had a particular pedal with a leather strap that we all worked on. When it came to feet, he'd have us on that pedal, and whatever the marking was on that, he'd reference that marking relative to the placement of your foot. Now, I remember before I really understood what was going on years ago, before I started studying with Richard Wilson, learning about the feet, I used to like the idea of having a toe stop.
Yeah.
Which now seems completely unnecessary. Dick Wilson would say, most guys shove with their feet. Instead of sending the energy straight down, they're sending the energy forward.
Right.
So that in that sense, it would make sense to have a toe stop. But if we're really sending the energy down, then the toe stop is something I wouldn't imagine consider using. Dick Wilson's pedal didn't have a toe stop. And I guess neither does yours.
No, yeah, I've never even like come across one, honestly.
Well, back in the old days, they had toe stops, and all the hip guys would remove them,
Yeah,
you know, unscrew them.
yeah, it's just flat.
So these are, by the way, these pedals, the 9000 DW, shout out. Uh, they are Dick Wilson approved.
Yeah.
I brought one into him. And he went, "Oh, it's beautiful. See how it just moves on its own.
Mm.
So it's balanced beautifully. It has some beautiful kind of flow to it, smoothness to it. Okay. So we have this spot on the pedal that we want to be aware of. Now, if we're playing flat-footed, I guess that doesn't really change the placement of the foot on the pedal. But what we don't want, Jason, is to be too far forward. Kind of reminds me of the stick. You know? We don't want to be too far forward, or we don't have any head weight. We don't want to be too far back, or the stick won't bounce. Right? And so we just find this nice balance point. And the gig is you want to, once we start to, because we're going to be working essentially on playing flat-footed is important too, and for a lot of guys we use that and for softer playing and so on. I know some guys, and including me, and back in the day before I couldn't figure out how to play heel up. It really bugged me.
Mm.
And so, but I was known for having really accurate feet. And once I started to understand how the hands work, because I knew there would be there is an association, a relationship in terms of how the body works, hand and foot. There are differences. Uh, and we'll talk about that. What I want to do is find the spot on the pedal, the sweet spot, and then Dick would say, you see, just like in with the hands, making motions, right? Making motions. See? Well, we're not going to be turning up to the ceiling perhaps as much. We can't. The pedal works in a different way. So would you call how the feet make a motion and play notes going up and down? Would you call that a throw? Maybe, maybe not. But it's very similar. There's the whole thing, it has a connectivity. Okay, so now let's talk about the flat foot. It's a bit of a drag. You can't see me, but you know it's me. And so, see, the reason it was really easy for me to play flat-footed was because it's really easy to play flat-footed. And what it'll help you understand with regards to how the hands work is that the legs are at rest. There's nothing happening. And then I turn my ankle. And in this case, I can take the beater into the head. Now, this is a little different than a drum. And typically, I've learned that the instructions are when you're on an electric pad for the bass drum, you don't want the felt hitting it. Why? I have no idea. It seems counterintuitive. But they suggest that you use the plastic side of the beater. So now I've turned mine around, but years ago, I guess, I was using this pedal with the felt towards the pad itself, and I've worn it down. So the felt pads are different, interestingly, but so what? It's only a slight difference. Now, so when I go in to simply turn my ankle, I can dig the beater in, or I can control it so that it's just always coming to what would be akin to, in the hands, the floor. Half an inch to an inch parallel bead to butt end kind of thing. Half an inch perpendicular. Beater to post, or the end of the post. Yeah. See? So the whole leg is relaxed. That's kind of the key to informing how the hands work. Because getting a wrist turn is really tricky, you know? But so the fact that the leg playing using feet can inform how the hands work is interesting. So you see, I'm just getting this nice, very similar speed forward and back. Now, you see this idea? Now this, see, I can already improve you. This is going to improve your hands. Now the idea that we use gravity only, if you're locked into that this can only be gravity, right? Can lead you to be confused because this mechanism works via a spring. So there ain't no gravity going on here that I can tell. We actually have to turn our ankle, like we turn our wrists, only with hands we have the opportunity to experience gravity if we want, free fall. You see, so here's what I'm doing. Yeah, you see, you really need my help, because you send me those videos, this is going to help you to sound a lot better, because this is half of the gig. You know, a lot of drummers will talk about how, I've heard Steve Smith talk about how the whole thing starts from the feet up.
Mm.
Maybe. I just think that the whole thing it's holistic, right? Because getting the whole thing started with the concept of it all starts with the feet up leads you in a direction that isn't necessarily desirable. Even for rock, the idea that the feet have to be really loud. No, Dick would say that the feet, that he would associate a particular sound. The feet is a pat, right?
Mm.
And the snare drum is a blat. Okay? And so there's a relationship. And even in rock, overdoing the bass drum spoils you. There is a kind of continuity to balance of an entire kit. And now, especially in jazz, banging on the bass drum is the death knell. We want to do that, and I had to work on that. I'm still working on that. Okay, so here is what I'm doing to simply turn my ankle. Now maybe you can't, I can use this. Now remember, I have a bit of an injury here. Let's see, it still works. See where you're, just play with your right foot. You put the beater on the pad itself. No, I just want you to leave it there so I can see where it's going. It's dark and the beater's dark and the pad is dark.
Yeah, the angle's not
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's okay. Okay. So that would be stopping on the head, or burying the beater, as they say, which a lot of guys really make a big deal out of. But Dick would say, once you develop control, even heel up. See, here it is buried, and here it is stopping at the floor, just curve an inch off. And I learned to balance on the pedal with the ball of my foot, and see, here it is buried, here it is not buried. Okay, so those are some pointers to consider. Now, if I'm just turning my foot for one note, buried or not buried, I seem to be stopping. There's a beginning and an end to it. I don't wait up in the air. I don't wait here. Just like with the hands. We're taught not to wait here. They could say down is where we go. So you see, this is going to help you with your wrist turn as well. Down is where we go. See, down is where we go. Well, you weren't doing that with your foot. You were doing it with the foot. If you're going to associate the two, and how are they ever going to play in unison or sound appropriate, one relative to the other, when one is doing one thing conceptually and the other is doing something else conceptually? So you were kind of doing something like this with your feet. Right? And I'm thinking this. Now it takes some energy. I have to hold it here and fight the spring, don't I? There, see, there you go. Come on. Turn, bring it up. Turn, turn, turn. There you go. Turn, turn, turn. See, it's always going to go right to there. There you go. That's more solid sound. Right? Correct? Now, okay, now let's try that with the hands. Now you're in right only. Because you don't have a left hand, I'm taking this opportunity. I get to work on my traditional, and those folks out there who might be interested, right? How does that work? I always want to come to here. Right to here. Got a 3-finger grip. Clicking here, which is kind of aggravating. It might be that this pedal is bottoming out, or something. Is it connected to something? Might be one of these screws. Let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see if this helps. Down to the bottom of the rattle, the shake, rattle, and roll. I thought I'd fix that. See, I can perhaps do this, but then the pedal's going to be. Yeah, see now. Yeah, so the pedal's bottoming out. Well, I could fix that, or I could just, see, now the one pedal is, I can still play this way. one pedal is angled considerably more to stop it from bottoming out. I guess I'd have to play it that way. Okay, so what I'm doing is just turning my wrists. What would be a more reasonable tempo? Before you play, if I can do this, here's Murray. Right? And so that's the Spivak exercise. Now we could do that with our feet too, huh? Let's see. Okay? 6/8. And I'm thinking about in the same way. Let's see if I can get it. So it'd be okay? It takes a little bit of control. I mean, I don't play this, I wouldn't play necessarily that exercise on a drum, on my kit. It doesn't mean I shouldn't be doing it. So in other words, it's a little remedial. And so my feet haven't developed in the same way that my hands have in terms of, going through the Spivak library, which is on me. You see why the feet are important? So I've been spending more time on my feet, and it's a really cool thing to do, right? So, yeah, because if I was going to play the Spivak and use my feet, I might not be mimicking what I'm doing in my feet with my hands. The hand is already making a big accent on the snare drum. Now the feet are making the accent. I guess so, you could do that. For me, I would just tend to probably want to play alternating 16th notes, and keep them even, and then fill in with the hands. But there's no reason that's the only way to approach working on your feet and developing independence on a drum set. Right? It's years of work. I'm just getting started. Okay, so yeah, so now we're thinking about the hands, right? Now, you're only thinking about the right hand, that's fine. One of the really cool things, Jason, that is particularly helpful is the idea of the stick being an extension of the arm. Yeah, I want you to do that with me. Yeah. Now you're a little out of frame too, but I'm almost squared off with my shoulder. I guess you could do it that way, but the gig is yeah. See? It's an extension of the arm. Now, that's a, Dick Wilsonism, probably Spivakism. Now, Martinez introduced the idea. Now, Dick Wilson always talked about this space, but Martinez makes a big deal out of it's like a groove or a slot, which is really cool. So the stick has to run through that slot as well, right? We don't go pinching and ruining. Freddie Gruber would call it the sound chamber, right? And so we have this slot. It's not only a sound chamber. The stick is running through that area, so to speak, so that when it does go to rebound, that slot's available. If we're just turning and we're not actually allowing a rebound, that slot's there in case we want it to rebound, right? Correct? Right?
Yeah.
So if we want it to rebound, it can. That slot doesn't go away. And this feeling of the stick being an extension of the arm, come on, really straighten your arm out, you ain't feeling it. Okay? No, and think about that slot. Now bring the hand down, put it over the surface. No, you don't collapse it. You want one? Okay, watch. Put it back in the air. Just lower it just a little so I can see it, but straighten your arm out. Elbow can't be bent. Elbow has to be completely straight. See my elbow straight? Now bring it down here. Bring the whole arm. You can do wherever you want, just next to the snare drum. Yeah. There you go. Keep it straight now. Stick shouldn't be up or down, it's straight. Almost in line with the forearm. It's an extension of it. You feel the slot, feel the 3-finger grip. This really helps with your grip too. Now just go boom. You get into no, find a position so you're not going to bump into anything. Cool little setup there. Okay, keep your arm straight. Arm is straight. The stick is an extension of it. You've got a slot and you're going to go boom. Boom. There. See? That's what you weren't doing with your foot. And the foot, I feel this, the leg feeling, I guess the foot is an extension, or the pedal is an extension of the, come on, do it again. That's good, man. Keep it straight. Boom. Boom. Turn up a little. Boom. Boom. Turn up a little more just to feel it. Boom. 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 Speed that up. Boom. Boom. See how relaxed you're? Boom. 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 Right to the same spot. Every time. You just hold on. See? Gives you your grip. Gives you everything, doesn't it? Yeah. See, there you go, dude. That's better. So now if you come over to a surface, see, we're working on your hands here, aren't we? It's kind of cool, right? Now you don't want to lose this feeling, and now we're down here. And I can feel that. And I can feel the whole thing. The extension of the arm. And it's as if the arm goes to sleep. Now just slowly. See? Boom. 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 Gives you the angle. It's not a perfect extension, as Dick would say. The stick isn't in a perfect extension in terms of the angle, but it still feels like an extension of the arm. Even in traditional, there's a feeling of it being an extension of the arm. And clearly, it doesn't look like an extension of the arm.
Mm.
But it feels like it because the energy seems to run. It's kind of fascinating. But the energy runs. It reminds. Now you're using your arm right now. You don't need to be. Stay matched. Stay matched. This is for those who. See, once I feel the arm come to rest, I know I got it. See, I want to feel the arm come to rest. The arm is like asleep. The arm goes to sleep. Just waiting there. And once I get that going, see, I'm maintaining. There it is. See? Don't be afraid to turn up. And there I have what is the feeling of the extension, stick being an extension of the arm. And then once I feel that, my arms just relax. It's really easy to do this. that I can feel as though the arms are relaxed. You can just do this. Everything's really relaxed. If the arm's all tight, you never have the feeling like this. You have the availability of this, right? For me. And then once, so but and there's the extension. The extension kind of doesn't go away. Go on up. Yeah, see, feel that? Now make some taps. Just make 2 taps. And do that again. Play the Spivak. Play triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice, just that speed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See? Yeah, come on. Don't stop. Keep it going. Don't go faster. See, you don't have to go lifting up until the very last minute. When would I lift up there? Or maybe on the very last note, I might make that an up at this speed. Tap. See, that's better, Jason. And don't be afraid to turn up to the ceiling. Okay, back to that feeling of this. Okay, so your hands, all right. Great lesson. I'll see you next week. If you can just get that, see, that's a big deal, really. So let's see what speed we're working on the hand, and let's see where you are here. Tap, 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 tap. See how we would find marking for this? Too slow, maybe. Tap, tap, tap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3. You were a little faster than that, weren't you? Tap, 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 tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the Spivak thing, if you had both hands, right? If you were at 52, would be like this. So it just so again, one. So it's the quarter note triplet thing that's so weird to you. So how are you going to count that? 1 and clicked, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Now, if I don't feel relaxed while I'm doing this, I can't really feel the potential for the throw. 1 and 2 and 1. So go ahead and do that. One hand. Remember, this technique is really single-handed playing.
What's the metronome?
52.
52? 52?
Yes.
So 1 and I count to 1
and 2 and
1 and
no, this is the quarter note triplet thing that's hanging you up. 1 and so it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So 1 and so the first hit's with the metronome. The next hit will be just before the metronome, and the final hit, just 3-note phrase, comes just after the metronome. And you've had this, you'll get in a minute.
Yeah.
2 and so 2 is going to land on the metronome, but you're not going to play on it. You're going to be playing around the metronome.
1 and 2.
Just get the first notes.
1 and
no, it's 1 and 1 and One
Oh,
and ah, two. One and
one and
ah.
two and
Yeah, and ah, two and
one ah one and two and
there it
one
is.
two and one
In
and
time.
and one eh. One and two and one and two
There
and
it is.
one and two and one and two and one and
There you
two
go.
and one and two
Under the
and
ceiling, give me a
one
nice
and
big juicy
and
goose.
one and two and one and two and one and two and one and two and one and two. One and two, one and two, and one and two, and one and two,
Okay.
and one.
Now, how would we do that with the feet? How would we do that with just the right foot? Now, let the hand be for a minute. It's cool, isn't it? It's like, it's like Alice in Wonderland for a minute,
Yeah.
right? And okay, I knew this would be great for you. Okay, watch. So here we are. She gets one of those bicycle braces that keep the pants away from getting
Yeah.
in the gears in the chain. So one and two. See, so the first thing I wanted. See, this feels like an extension of just a regular wrist ankle turn with my heel up or down. Reminds me of this. Boom, 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 boom. There's no slot, but there is a leg. So if we're heel up, I'm just, I've never thought of, here, I'm just doing this, right? There, it's an extension of my mother was a ballerina and modern dancer, studied, had to, yeah, to be a great modern dancer, pretty sure you have to study ballet. My mother was a ballerina.
Yeah.
Danced with Martha Graham, so she was on point, I'm sure, most of her life, right? Yeah, and so there's that feeling, you see. My leg is just relaxed, just like it is here, so that I can easily transition into a throw. Now, with a throw based on a stick in the hand, the construction of the body is such that the elbow swivels out to maintain that feeling of alignment. So the stick stays aligned, and the elbow, see how the elbow comes out a little? To keep that alignment. See the elbow out a little bit? Now with the foot, it's different. It doesn't swivel out. It's easier actually. The knee just goes up. But it's relating the whole, just like the whole arm relates, the whole leg relates. If you roll up on above your foot, you'll see that the knee goes up and your thigh, right? The hip bone's connected to this whatever bone. It's that. Okay. Yeah, you see? Okay, so you see? Not bad. Stay aligned. Don't go pump. Don't go. You see, just like we don't do this, we create this beautiful motion which maintains that alignment that you're learning, where the stick is an extension of the. If you're going to go, okay, so let's break it down. I want to know what you're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that feeling of the foot or the pedal being an extension of the leg. But I want you to heel up. Heel up. Just a little. And yeah, how are you going to do that? You just relax your toes, spread them out, and you're on the ball of your foot. Stay on the ball of your foot. If you come all the way up, come on all the way up. Oh, see, stay on the ball. Not going to roll up onto the toes or something, right? And just like the hands, when I roll up, my toes play a part a little bit. Do you need to talk about that? I don't know. Maybe. See? And then when you roll back down, the toes come together ever so slightly. Just like the fingers connected to the hand by a traveling bit wrist. So you're making a little so-called throw. That means when you go up, you have to leave the beater down, just like with the hand. See how the beater is down? Watch. Let's go up and put the beater on the head. Now, find your floor. You have to decide how high your heel is going to be. So I've decided. Mine is what? 2 sticks width above the pedal plate, the heel plate. Okay, so as I roll up, here's the beater. It's on the head, and I've rolled up and it hasn't moved. Go ahead and do that. There you go. Now you can come down and not move it too. Unravel that and come right back to your floor. You go up. No, come on, don't move. Let the beater come away. Keep it there. Learn to control keeping that in one place. Here, it's real easy. It's right on the head, so you can put a little more weight onto your leg. If I want to keep it just off the head, here I am leaving it off the head. Takes a little more control. Up, it's not on the head. Down, it's not on the head. I'm leaving it there. Or I can put it on the drum, on the head, bury the beater, so to speak. So I go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. See, the timing of the motion is the same, really. It's just that I'm timing the turn of my ankle to match the timing of that wave in the leg. There you go. Come up. You're going down. Now you roll up. Leave the beater there. There you go. Leave the beater down on the way up. Dick would say, you don't bring the beat up when you go up. There's a video of him screaming that. It's very cool. You should find that video. Teaching me how to make a throw. Well, what do you mean you don't bring it up on the way up? He goes, you leave it there. He's a little bit gruff with me. You leave it down and as you go up, and then you bring it up. In other words, as the forearm begins to go down, that's when you bring it up. You don't bring the bead up as you're making your motion up. The bead comes up when the arm and the assembly is on the way down. They're countervailing. It's a perfect system. There you go. Yeah. Now, if you're going to start with it buried, that's good. You're controlling it off the head. That's harder. Put it bury it down. That might be a sound that an engineer would want. Just keep it there. Leave it down as you roll up. Leave it there. Time the motion. There you go. Now, can you play the Spivak 6/8 exercise with the quarter note triplets? Just in the right foot?
1 foot?
Yeah.
That'll be
How'd you do that?
1, 2, 3.
Rush, don't rush. Find a tempo. So you were at 52. Jason.
What's that?
That's good, dude. Okay. There. It might seem like nothing, but you go sit on a kid and really get the kid to sound like, get a holistic sound out of the kid. And your feet are
1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2. 1 and
now do it with the beater buried.
1 and 2, yeah. 1 and 2 and 1.
A little easier, isn't it? Because as you roll up, you can leave the whole weight of your leg on the head of the.
Yeah, I actually find it a little easier. I don't know. I always have it fluttering when I try and bury it.
Okay, I get it. I get that too.
So
you're one of the lucky ones.
I actually prefer trying to balance it, honestly. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2
slamming gig.
1 and 2 and 1.
You might lean in that direction.
1 and 2.
Of course, you want to have a pillow with your face up. You're going to do that.
2 and 1 1 and a 2
Let's see
and
if that looks right.
a 2 and a 1 and
See, first I just want to get the turns.
1 and a 2
There's
and
no throw. I just want to feel how am I moving just to get it? An ankle turn that reminds me of the stick being an extension of the forearm with the slot and the whole thing. 1 and and 1 and should be kind of cool to marry them. Now that's the other thing. If your snare drum isn't in the right position, I'm almost bumping into my leg here. I'm in a rarefied environment right now. There it is. Now, 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. We're working very similarly. So go ahead and just turn your ankle in the time of the quarter note triplets and just feel what that extension of the leg feels like before you go putting in an accent.
So, hold on, say that one more time. Sorry, I didn't quite follow.
Yeah, I just want you to play the speed of the quarter note triplet. So we're playing 1/2 of the speed back 6/8 upstroke and downstroke exercises.
No accent?
And no accent though, just get the timing of a regular ankle turn. Heel up, so you have to know where your floor is, you have to decide, that's where it's gonna be. So if you throw, you're gonna come, or make an accent with a motion, it's gonna come back to that.
1 and a 2 and a 1 and
Remember,
a
it just goes boom down, just.
a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1.
Yeah, I think you're moving a little less than you were before.
1 and a 2.
Little tiny turn,
1
ankle
and
turn,
a
isn't it?
And a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a
Now incorporate the little motion on the last note, just like you did with your hand.
1 and a 2 and
Up.
1 and
Come on, leave the beater down, up.
1 and a 2
Be flexible, up.
1 and a
Leave the beater down, roll up.
2
That's what Casey Sherrill taught me. Did I just roll up? I said, Dick, does that make sense? He goes, that sounds good to me. Roll up, roll up, roll up. You got the idea. Now, can you do that with your other foot?
1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and
Pumping your leg. You know,
1 and a 2 and
and look, you can play quarter note triplets. I want to see some flexibility though. So you're really going to see a difference between just a regular 1 and a 2 and see, there's not much motion. There's a little something. 1 and a 2 and 1. See, my leg's just very relaxed. So now I know I can go and a 1. This pedal is to fix the bottoming out. It's in a weird position. So I'll do it with this. So 1, won't play for a sec, just a sec. 1 and 2, using your metronome. There, I feel my leg nice and relaxed. I'm not burying it, I could. The difference is so subtle. You should learn the difference.
Yeah.
They're almost identical. Because I'm not pushing, it almost feels like you wouldn't even know if I didn't tell you. Now, 2 and 1 and 1, 2 and 1 and see here I'm at the floor. Then I see how much I roll up. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So you really see a distinction between this regular turn and the motion.
All right.
So I really want to see an actual turn. It's all an ankle turn, right? Just like it's all a wrist turn. Okay. So I want to see this. That's a turn, and that's a turn. Okay. We're not using leg, even though the leg moves. It's quite fascinating. Much hipper way to play. Dick would say, "You got to be kidding." You think of violinists when they go to play loud, suddenly get all stiff, right? You just make the motion only. And here, there's no need to start doing this. You got to be kidding me. To play a loud note? You don't do that on any other instrument. Why would I do that? Play a loud accent on. I get the arm for free. Here we're getting the leg for free. But you don't want to be pumping in between. You gotta learn the difference. There you go. Really good, dude. And 2 and 1 and
1 and 2 and
2 and 1 and 2 and 1. See the flexion here? There you go. See? Hey, you're leaving the meter down, just like in the hand. 1 2 1 and 2. How would we do that? Right. Now, when your other hand gets better, I mean, you can just do that. You can practice the right hand with both feet right now. Okay.
Yeah.
We're starting at 52. That's the 6/8. Now, later on, when you're feeling better, hopefully it'll be sooner than later.
Yep.
You can start adding. None of that stuff I talked about goes away. I'm also feeling a tiny bit of squeeze and release as well. Right? There's something going on. We don't need to talk about it. If you get the motion right, it will happen. So we'll talk about that when the time is right. We don't need to talk about that. But there I'm a little more buried. Right? And so you're developing a relationship between the hands and feet. So, yeah, so we're good. Just with the one hand. Put the right hand and the right foot together, counting 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Try that.
One and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
See, I got to see you leave the. I'm not seeing much of emotion in your hand.
2 and 1 and 1
An extension.
and 1 and
Gotta give me a nice big throw, dude.
and 1 and
Come on. Give me a nice big throw.
1 and 1 and 2.
Let that feet come up. Let that stick come up.
1 and 2 and 1 and
Yeah, just do this with me. Just do this with me, Jason. Just do this. Yeah, great. Come on. There, see? See how nice and loosey goose that is? Yeah, you put that on a snare drum. You start off that feeling down here, the slot and the extension, and then you just go eating with the wrist. It's there. It's there. It exists.
1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 1
I have a feeling you want to be throwing the stick out of your hand. Check it out. Look at that stick. Look how it's moving. See? So it's 1 and it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. how big that is. Making a nice big accent. Letting the whole thing go. Try it again. Give me a bigger throw.
And one, and two, and
To the wrist. Think of the alignment.
And one, and
Can you relax your jaw right now? Now you just pop up on the last note as an upstroke.
one, and two, one, and two, and one, and two, and one, and two, and one, and
Now. See, now we're working on the hands too. I think it's important. I'm going to just talk about your throat for a minute. I don't know. We need to thank the inventor of the gooseneck because it's
yeah.
a big deal. Okay. Right. So I'm making this nice big. We're still not getting all of it. Knock down the Disney Hall. See, it does this. You see how my elbow comes out? It comes out. I seem to be seeing this from you. One and two and to kind of that. This, as opposed to letting the thing go. There. I mean, how high? Come on up to here. Come on. See, it's just hanging here. It's hanging in the middle finger, first finger, thumb. He's not. No. Do I look like that? I'm not so all freaked out. But you look more like this. Why? This is going to stay more flat, I think. Yeah, see? Yeah, see, that's better. See, now you're leading with the wrist. Now bring the bead up and let the whole thing collapse. Ah, there. Do that again. Ah, there. Ah, that's not what you were doing. Now put 2 notes after that. 2 little aligned notes. Come on, you lost it already. Just, no, now I don't see this big throw. Now we're so slow that you can get that big, don't you see? Look, I'm making a really big, exaggerated throw. And look, it works in the traditional just as loud, isn't it? If I get it right. You start to get what'll happen. Now, the whole thing will become a little more mod. But look, the arms never get freaky. You want to leave them loose. There's the alignment. See? Everything stays loose. One more time. Really improving your throw to date, your grip, your hand, your concept. Yeah, come on, show me the up.
1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 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 and
How's that? Let's see.
1, 2 and 1 and 2 and
I'll just do it in there. I'll just do it like this.
2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and
See, I never see the potential for this. Go on all the way up. Come on. Yeah, see, come on all the way up. This is perpendicular. Yeah. See, that never seems like it's available to you. That's a Dick Wilson style throw. And then the whole thing would collapse. You see? And tap, tap, tap. Don't play in time. Slow it down, tap, and go all the way up like that. Come on. Hey, you're scared to do that. That's weird for you. Oh, come on. All the way up to perpendicular. No, your beat is staying in the center. Hey, come on. And now you let your arm go. Thank you. Look, your beat is moved. It's up by your, right? Cool, isn't it? Now come on down. Whack. Let's do it. This is awesome. I'll do a tradition on and then Matt's in this. Okay. So we're getting. So let's see. I 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and you come all the way up to that. No, that's cool, isn't it? Carefully, you're injured hand there.
Who's my eye next?
God.
Let's see.
That's right. Don't let go. Don't point your first finger. No, see, you're lifting the beat up. You don't bring the beat up on the way up. What do you mean, Dick Wilson? You leave it down when you go up, and then you come on all the way. Go a little more. There. Then you bring it up. On the way down, you bring it up. Come, bring it up now. See? That's what it is. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Up. Come on, do it in time now. I did it in time.
1 and 2 and.
Okay. 1. I just brought the beat up. 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and click, 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 click. Don't too fast. Click, 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 click. Put the metronome on at 60.
What is it?
No, 60, 66. Click, 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 click.
1 and.
No, wait. Click.
1.
Click. 1. So it's not that fast. Let me find the best metronome setting. Leave your metronome on for a second, please. One. One hand is every other click if you're going to put the metronome here. So it's like if you're in 6/8 and the metronome is with clicking with each hand, the other hand would be playing at every other metronome. So you're gonna get one click in between each note if you just do it with one hand right now.
Click. 1 and 2.
No, forget that. We're counting differently now. That's cool, and we're going to do that. That's part of your exercise. That's at 52.
Yeah.
Right? Right? It's written just as so that metronome is a dotted quarter. Just as it's written in the speed back up and down stroke. And I'll notate all of that in your lesson. Now we're just doing something a little bit. We're slowing it down so that you can feel this really grandiose motion to help get this feeling into your body. Okay? So it's 1. How would we count that? Let's see. 1. So now the metronome's not a dotted quarter. But we can still count it that way. You can count. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just count up to 6. Keep it simple. Now the metronome, you're in 6/8, and the metronome is an eighth note. So just count 1, 2. With every metronome gets a number up until 6. Try it.
Okay, but as I'm playing, I'm 1, 2, 3.
No. You're going to leave a click and you're counting 1, 2, 3, but you're only going to play on 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, and 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All the way up.
1,
That's why we slowed it. No, you don't speed up to go.
5, 6.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5.
1 all the way up.
1, 2.
All the way up to perpendicular.
4, 5.
Come on up.
1,
There it is. Turn that beat up to the ceiling as you fall. Whack! Come on, turn it up even higher. Give me a good sock with the wrist turning to the ceiling. Right here. Whack! There, you see? Now, that problem that you used to have where your elbow comes out at the end of your throat seems preposterous, doesn't it? Beautiful, man.
3, 4.
See, that's it. That's what it is.
1, 2.
Come on, turn that stick up to the ceiling as you come down.
6.
The whole thing, yeah. Feel the torque. Feel the torque, which is force via circular motion.
Yeah, I like the felt the torque, that drill in my hand.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, that was a learning experience for sure. Teaching experience. Got to leave that bead down and go all the way up to perpendicular. So you're not getting all the way up to perpendicular. We can slow it down a little more.
5, 6.
Oh, there you go. There's plenty of time.
5,
Go. That's your upstroke.
1.
Okay. Do that in the other hand. Oh no, you can't do that.
Not this week.
I had a drummer's moment there. Sorry about that. Really good, dude.
1,
Right? That you should just do that this week.
1, 2.
Okay. And so that if we're going to, let's see. So. So now, what did I see? So there we're at 66. So we have two different ways of approaching this. Metronome at 52, so we're at 6/8, and the metronome is at a quarter. So in a sense, then you're playing quarter note triplets. Okay, so how would this work for what I have in mind now? One last thing here. Got my little setup here. Okay, so let's see. So we're okay. 1 and 1 and 2. So now we're playing the Spivak 4/4 exercise. That would look like this. Okay. So go ahead and play the Spivak. Now, what we're doing is we're still at 66, and every note, it's written as 16th notes, every note will be to the click. And you can still count 1 and okay. And so we're back to the feet for a moment here. One. No, it's every other time because you're not put your other foot in. Play the speed back.
What is it? Oh.
Yeah, right. And it's the throat, right? It's 4 notes with an accent on the first note. But you got to keep this little turn right here real small. And then where's your throw in the foot or the motion in the foot? Come on, make the motion. Here it is. You got it. you go. Up. Come on. Really pronate. Okay. Now how does that look in your right hand? Your right hand's going to be playing what your right foot is playing. No. Yep. They got to go up all the way to perpendicular to feel that thing. That's what we're going for here. There it is. Come on, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Turn your stick to the ceiling a little more. Yeah, come on, really feel that torque. There it is. Wow, that's really good, Jason. See, that's what you see how solid you sound. And when you watch yourself back, you'll say, "Who needs the other hand?" You see, you really look good right now. See what I mean? There you go. Okay. All right. So I think that is like those are giant steps.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. And so we just coupled or intermingled the feet with the hands, so that at this point, you have a more holistic approach, right?
Yep.
So now what you're doing in your feet, you can connect with what you're doing with your hands. You finally got rid of, because this has been a habit where you'd make a throw, you come down, and your elbow would go out. It's like, remember? Now you've had moments where that's kind of gone. But now today, really blowing it up to a speed back throw, going all the way up. How on earth could the elbow go out on the way down? It comes in. And even if we do it, even if we're making a small motion, see, it's the same thing, only shrunken down micro. So the elbow comes in. The elbow comes in, and the elbow comes in. There you go. Yeah, dude. I love that you came in today. You know, that's just a sign of not giving up that I find very appealing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm glad I did too. Very good.
Kudos for today's lesson and you showing up, man.
Yeah. So I'll keep you posted on the recovery here. So hopefully next one I'll be back.
I'm looking. Yes. Well, let's just really think positively.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking it slow though. You know, no rushing this.
Well, that's the mature thing to do, and
yeah, it's hard. It's hard just to.
That's how you would approach these things, and I'm sure your doctor would say the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, dude. I'm turning off the recording.
All right. Very good.